She told me I was the only man she ever loved. Then I found her secret photo vault while she slept. So I backed it up, showed her everything, and told her to leave. My name's Ethan. I'm 28, live in Denver, Colorado. And until a few months ago, I thought I had it all figured out. I had a good job working remote in IT, a small but solid group of friends, and more importantly, Madison. She was 26, an elementary school teacher, warm, bubbly, and just easy to be around. We met 2 years ago at a brewery downtown. It was one of those weird nights where you go out just to kill time and end up meeting someone who changes everything. She had this laugh, real, from the stomach, and the kind of eye contact that makes you feel like you're the only person in the room. From the beginning, she made it clear she wanted something serious. No games, no situationships. And I was ready for that. We started slow, weekend dates, texting constantly, late-night phone calls when we were apart. Within 3 months, we were official. Within 6, she had a toothbrush at my place. After a year, we were basically living together. She used to tell me all the time, "You're the only one who's ever made me feel this safe. I've had bad luck in love, but you're different." I believed her. I wanted to believe her. Looking back now, maybe that was the problem. I didn't question anything. I didn't snoop. I trusted her completely. If she was out late with her friends, I never blew up her phone. If an old guy friend texted, I didn't care. I wasn't insecure. I thought that was what made me a good boyfriend. About 4 months ago, Madison's phone buzzed while we were on the couch watching Succession. She was in the kitchen making popcorn, and her phone was face up on the couch. Normally, I wouldn't even glance at it, but the screen lit up with a weird notification: Vault, backup complete. 214 photos synced. I thought it was something like Google Photos or iCloud, but I didn't recognize the app. Just a gray icon with a lock on it. Out of curiosity, I picked it up. No password prompt. The app was already open. It had a super basic layout, like an old-school gallery, and it was loading rows of thumbnails. At first, I didn't think much of it. Selfies, screenshots, travel pics. But then I tapped one without thinking. And that's when my stomach dropped. It was her. Madison. But not the version I knew. She was in bed, in lingerie I'd never seen before, taking a mirror pic. Her expression wasn't playful or cute. It was full-on seductive. My heart started racing. I swiped to the next one. Her in the same room, but now with a guy. Not me. Shirtless. His arm was around her waist. They were laughing, like they'd done this 100 times. I felt frozen. My hands went cold, but I kept scrolling like I needed to be sure. Pic after pic, some were clearly from months ago, maybe even before we met, but others? I recognized the date stamp. A trip she said she took with her cousin to Austin. He was there. A birthday weekend she said was just the girls. Him again. Then I heard her footsteps coming back toward the living room. I quickly locked her phone and set it down like nothing happened. But everything had changed, and I didn't say a single word. Not yet. She came back into the room with a bowl of popcorn like nothing had happened, like my world hadn't just imploded in the last 90 seconds. I remember watching her sit down next to me, curl up under the blanket, and lean her head on my shoulder. She sighed like she was at peace, and I just sat there. It was almost surreal. I felt like I was floating outside my own body. I wasn't even angry yet. I was confused. Numb. My brain kept trying to rationalize it, like maybe I misunderstood. Maybe those photos were from before we met. But that didn't explain the timestamps. Or the hotel rooms I recognized from trips she took while we were together. Or his face being a constant. His name was Liam. I knew because one of the photos had her holding up a tiny chalkboard sign that said Liam's birthday weekend in sloppy handwriting. I didn't know who he was. She never mentioned him. And yet, there he was, all over her supposedly private photo vault. I didn't sleep that night. She did. Curled up next to me like she always did, completely unaware that I knew. I laid there staring at the ceiling, heart pounding, trying to piece together how much of my life with her had been a lie. The next morning, I acted normal. I didn't want to explode without proof, without context. I told myself I needed time to process, maybe even hear her side. So for the next 2 days, I played dumb. I paid more attention to her phone use, the way she texted, the names that popped up on notifications. I noticed she smiled a lot when she was texting someone named L, who, conveniently, never called. It occurred to me that L might be short for Liam, or just a cover name altogether. The day after that, she left her phone charging in the bedroom and went out for a pedicure. I opened it again, same Vault app. This time I dug deeper. There were videos too. I won't go into graphic detail, but it was them, being intimate, laughing between kisses, calling each other babe. One clip was even dated a week before our anniversary. I had taken her to a cabin in Estes Park that weekend. The video was from the Wednesday before. She had texted me that night saying she was exhausted from grading papers and going to bed early. I remember staring at the screen and thinking, this is the version of her I never got to see. There was a joy in her smile in those videos that hit differently. Like it was real, familiar, rehearsed. I thought I knew every expression on her face, but I didn't know that one. So I did something that, in hindsight, I still don't know if I'm proud of or ashamed of. I airdropped the entire vault to my laptop. Every photo, every video, every receipt of betrayal. That night, she came home and kissed me on the cheek like usual. Asked if I wanted to order Thai or Mexican. I told her I wasn't hungry. She asked if I was okay. I nodded, but I wasn't okay. I was a man living in a reality I no longer recognized. I didn't confront her yet. I wanted her to lie to my face first. I wanted to see if she could look me in the eyes, tell me I was her one and only, while knowing what I knew. And she did. The next night, we were watching a movie, and during a quiet scene, she leaned into me and whispered, "I love you, Ethan. I don't know what I'd do without you." I kissed her on the forehead. Then I opened my laptop. I kissed her on the forehead. Then I opened my laptop. She gave me a confused look as I placed it on the coffee table and clicked the folder titled Vault__Backup. It opened with dozens of photo thumbnails staring back at her. At first, her face stayed neutral. Maybe she thought it was mine. Maybe she thought it was just some tech thing I was working on. Then I opened the first photo. It was the one with her in black lace lingerie, kneeling on a hotel bed, biting her lip at the mirror. Her entire face changed, just drained of color, like someone flipped a switch. I didn't say a word. I just kept clicking. The next one, her and Liam, side by side in bed, her tongue out, his face nuzzled into her neck. She stood up immediately. "Where did you get those?" she demanded, her voice sharper than I'd ever heard it. "I didn't mean to open it," I said calmly, still seated. "The Vault app popped up while you were in the kitchen. It wasn't even locked. I guess the backup finished automatically." Madison's mouth opened like she was about to deny it, but nothing came out, just heavy breathing. Then came the flood of excuses. "It's not what it looks like. It was before you, and I got serious. He doesn't mean anything to me." I let her speak. I let her twist in her own web, dig deeper with every sentence. Because I had dates, timestamps, videos of her in our apartment while I was away on work trips. And more than that, I had the look in her eyes when she said she loved him. "You told me I was the only one you ever loved," I finally said. "And I believed you. I would have done anything for you. I was planning to propose." That part hit her hard. She sat back down like her legs gave out. Her hands were shaking. "I didn't mean to hurt you, Ethan," she whispered, voice cracking. "It just started before you and I were serious, and I didn't know how to end it. I didn't want to lose you." "You already did," I said. There was a long silence after that. A thick, suffocating one. She cried, tried to reach for my hand. I pulled away. I'd already packed most of her things earlier that day. She hadn't noticed. I pointed to the duffel bag near the door. "You need to go, Madison. Tonight." She started begging, telling me she'd cut off Liam, go to therapy, do anything. Said it was just sex. That he didn't have my heart, my stability, my kindness. But that made it worse. I wasn't her backup plan. I wasn't this safe guy she kept around to feel good about herself while she chased something else in secret. "You made me think I was enough," I said. "But I was just the guy you didn't want to lose, while you gave your real self to someone else." Eventually, she left. That night, I deleted every photo, every memory, every digital trace of her from my life. The next morning, I woke up to 17 missed calls. She'd messaged my friends, my sister, even my mom. Said I overreacted, that it wasn't cheating because it was never emotional. But they knew better. I'd shown them the truth. Now, months later, I still think about her sometimes. The good moments. The real ones. Or what I thought were real. I still wonder how long she would have kept the lie going if I never opened that app. Trust is a fragile thing. Once it's gone, even love can't fix it. I appreciate you watching till the end. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more content.